Well, greetings traders. Hope everyone is doing great. Let us do our weekly forecast. So going into this week, as we already know, we have a bank holiday for USD. So we will have a slow start to the week and perhaps expect high impact news to start from Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. So for anyone who's going to be trading intraday, they're going to expect a slow moving price action, especially for all the USD crosses, and it's paramount that you only start trading when or rather after just high impact news, because volatility at that point have stepped in the market. So looking at last week's price action, we had only done the pullback towards the supply area, and going into this week I'll be looking forward for price to continue bearish, with the sentiment that we have to liquidate this trend line, because if there's equal lows that are created, price tends to liquidate those lows and then it continues towards the original direction. At this point we are bullish. So if we look at the court report, we can tell that shorts have been closed and there's opportunities for longs. So this will show us that there's desire for USD to actually continue bullish. In my opinion, because we have a slow week, we can use this opportunity to just clear off all the liquidities and all the areas that needs mitigation before we can actually start the bullish move. So that doesn't mean that price actually has to do this. It can right away just continue bullish from here, but as already we're in a supply area and prices tends to be a bit corrective, we can expect a push bearish. So we can actually also look at the 4-hour. So as I've mentioned, we are actually correcting towards the supply area. So this is an impulse and then there's a correction, so we're expecting another impulse. So for this impulse is just to liquidate this trend line, and then we have a reversal to fulfill the bullish move that we were expecting. So with that said, we can quickly move to EURUSD. So with EURUSD, if we are expecting a bearish DXY, this will mean that EURUSD will be bullish. And with that said, we can see that we are playing in between this high and also this low. So we are in a downtrend and price is in between this high and this low. So price has already started to pull back, as we have seen, and during this pullback, any area above 50%, which is premium prices, we're actually expecting price to reject from those areas and then continue bearish. So as we can see that price is already trading in this area, which is premium prices, we're expecting bearish setups to actually continue the bearish movement. So in our scenario, that's not the case. We're actually strongly pushing bullish and we're correcting bearish with an expectation to continue bullish. So as you have seen on the DXY, that if we are bearish, then it means that all the crosses will favor the currency that is not DXY. So as you can see, this is a impulse and then we're having a correction, so we will later expect an impulse. This may happen this week. We will just expect it. So for those who are trading patterns, will already just have their positions opened here, just to capture that move, then perhaps targets the high of the swing, or perhaps the completion of the pattern, which is within the daily time frame. So perhaps if you have your position somewhere here, then your target will be here, and then perhaps your stop loss will be there. So that would also be overkill, but at least you can just catch a move towards this supply area, and then perhaps there could be a reversal as we have those expectations. So with that said, it would be fair enough for us to also check the possibilities that we have as far as our court report. As you can see, we have been bullish, and then there has been a bearish season, and now we are starting to have a bullish season. So that means that orders are changing, the net positions have been changing towards the longs. So we've been short euro around April, and just now of May we have started to long the euro. So that's also evident in the chart, maybe to those who do not believe in the court report. So if you can see, this is April's price action. So around this area, though we had a pullback, we've been short April, and then we've been bullish for May, as the court report suggests. So there's more momentum towards the bullish side. This is not going to be for intraday traders, so perhaps if you're trading the 15 minutes time frame, maybe taking sentiments from the 4 hour, it's still okay. So anything 30 minutes, 15 minutes, it should be fine for any bullish trades. But if you are like myself, who trades the daily, I only have a very short range to take any position bullish, because I do expect the supply area to hold. So perhaps I'll be looking at the 1:1, or at most the 1:1.5, I mean. So yeah, it depends, but I wouldn't want to be longing the euro here, even though it indicates as such. I would rather see sentiments analysis and also fundamental analysis at least favoring the bearish side before I can take any trade bearish at this point, with the expectation to target this area, which of the risk reward will be much more greater. So with that said, when will I at least start looking for bullish movements? Perhaps when this high is taken, so price trades above this high, then I know that this bearish movement is no longer valid. Price has now switched bullish, and then any continuation there, it will be an opportunity to trade. So with that said, we can quickly move to GBPUSD. We fairly have the same setup as well. So we are in the daily chart. As you can see, we were in a bearish movement. So with that said, price broke the structure. So now we're trading in between this low and this high, and we're approaching the supply area with an expectation that price will reject from here, and then we continue bearish. So for this week, we had already seen that USD, or rather DXY, is weak. So we are expecting bullish movement for all the crosses, and also GBP, we will be expecting for bullish movement. So with that said, we can just jump to the 4 hour to make sense of price action. So this is as well a continuation pattern where price impulse and corrects to the upside with an expansion correction. It then normally just continues bullish. So perhaps there'll be a mitigation, and then maybe later on a reversal bearish, but I'll just await and see how price action actually plays out from here. But at most, should we still hold for bullish trades, I would at least want to see price retest this daily structure, and then I see a rejection before I can take any bullish trade. At least at that point, we would have a substantial risk to reward compared to maybe if you were to trade EURUSD. So for any position at this place, probably I can get away with a 1:3 compared to a 1:1. Should price then perhaps at this point decide to trade below and then prove to be bullish sometime later in the week. But with that said, I am pro bearish because of number one, structure, and as well as we are expecting that in the long term we will have to see the DXY actually give into its bullish momentum and continues bullish, and then for all the crosses, DXY will rather be the strongest. So maybe in the long run I can take any trade bullish just to come to the supply area, and then see any reversal from here that will be trading continuing the bearish movement. So with that said, I think we can just straight away look at the court report as well for context. So this is GBPUSD. So as you can see, ever since February, March, April, there's been a decrease in the orders to a point where in April we were actually net negative. But as you can see, just from the previous weeks, in May 21st, to be specific, we have started moving towards the positive sides of positions, meaning they are taking away shorts and now they're adding longs again. So this will then facilitate the bullish movement that we were expecting for price to at least mitigate this area. At most it can still break, and then perhaps if they continue adding orders, then we can expect a retest and a continuation above. But according to structure, we will just have to wait and see how price plays, as we expect the supply area to hold and then perhaps a bearish continuation as we are in a bearish structure. So with that said, we can move to USDCHF. I think this is the best opportunity for the week. Price is trading within this range. This is the top range, and this is the low range. So price is in between this price action, and as you can see, it has retraced about, I think this is about 95% of the swing. So meaning, if you put your Fibonacci, this is now for context, if you put your Fibonacci this way, you can see that this is the 78, so somewhere here is 80 and it has reached 90. Why am I bringing the Fibonacci? It's because normally, normal circumstances, when price retrace about 90% of the swing, there is higher opportunities that it will break above that swing point. So normally that's why people, they call the 68 retracement area, the 38 retracement area, as the golden zones. So meaning if price retraces to these areas, like perhaps your 50, your 38, your 61.8, sorry about that, and at most maybe your 78, these are your golden areas where you at least expect price to reject from and then continues towards that trend. But should price break above those areas and perhaps retrace about 90% or more, then that range will probably be broken soon. So there is more context to why perhaps the range can be broken. I do have also the court report to support that, but as you can see, this has been a corrective retracement. We do expect the retracements to be corrective, but this break of the retracement, or rather of this trend or this channel, we expected a retest, then perhaps a sell-off, but that is not the case. Price has actually manipulated the area by being bearish and then quickly having a bullish move there. So I've explained in one of my videos that if you see this stop hunt, there's many names for this type of movement. Some call it institutional candle. If you move in a higher time frame, this is just one candlestick. Others call it stop hunts, as I've mentioned, because there's lows here and price have quickly grabbed those lows and went ahead to hit people's stop hunts. Whatever the case may be, they call it a fake out. There's many words for it, but the idea around here is that we wanted to actually continue bearish, but then have decided to move away bullish. So we've triggered those orders for those who had believed that price would be bearish and went ahead to close them with a loss. So my understanding here is that if we had this high and it was broken, we will have a retest and then perhaps a continuation, and that's what I'll be looking for this week. So probably I'll have my orders somewhere here. and I'll see where I put my stop loss. My stop loss is based on the candlestick that is created. I use candlesticks for entries. I'll explain that in another video. But should this candlestick perhaps be my entry criteria, or rather the area where I choose to enter for context or for example, I will have these candlesticks. At the break of the candlesticks, that would be my entry, and perhaps about 78% of that candlestick, that is where I'll put my stop loss. And at this point we'll be targeting the high of the swing range, so we'll be looking at 1:4 if I were to enter here. That's just for context, but probably I'm just gonna enter at the break and retest, or rather in this area, and my eyes will be looking for this opportunity. So maybe let's just also jump into the court report for that, just to give more context. As everyone can see, we've been shorting CHF since February, March, April and May, and if you can check the charts, it's actually that. So USDCHF, so if CHF is short, it means that USD is strong. So as you can see, from February, USD has been strong, March USD has been strong, April USD has been strong, and also for May USD has been strong, and CHF has been losing momentum. So as you can see, if this is what we have, we can only expect that price will continue going bullish from here. So whatever setup that I receive around this area, I'll be expecting to capture it accordingly, and then perhaps trade towards this high, or maybe I'll use market structure to hold it, or also I use moving averages, because it's a daily time frame. So moving average crosses can be used to either close the positions that I have. I'll just share the progress of that. I think we've reached the end of this forecast. Just for context, this is the fundamental analysis. It's not in detail, but we already have a bank holiday, as I've mentioned, and we only have just high impact news on Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. I don't expect a lot to happen in Tuesday. Maybe my trading will start in Thursday. That's when I'll look at the charts, but I'll just keep tabs during the week. So yeah, hope everyone enjoyed this trading week. There's few setups that we can have. Yeah, happy trading guys, keep well, cheers.